was a little boy, my favorite thing to do was to go to my grandfather's country store and just meet people. They taught me that everybody's got a story. I began to make a connection that there was something you could do if you got elected to help people live better lives.
Dear President Bill Clinton.
Dear Mr. Bill Clinton.
Dear President Clinton.
Thank you so much for this opportunity to write you.
I am writing this letter on behalf of my family and myself.
I would read these letters every week. If they wrote us, we tried to help them.
I was a 19-year-old single mom with an 8th grade education. I lived in a garage, collected welfare, and anguished over the real possibility of my child growing up and losing his life in the streets. Then you came into view. You saw hearts and minds, not colors. You believed that people were defined by their best qualities, not their shortcomings. You showed me that my downtimes, my mistakes,
and my fears weren't fixed states. They were experiences to learn from and leave behind. Your message permeated the country. Thank you for believing in me.
There is nothing wrong with America that cannot be cured by what is right with America.
For Bill Clinton, the work begins and ends with people. Under his administration, 23 million jobs were created, and our country had a budget surplus. He signed the Family and Medical Leave Act and gave historic tax relief for working poor families and middle-class parents sending their children to college. He protected 58.5 million acres of heritage forests and saved Medicare, Medicaid, and education spending from Republican cuts. His actions have changed millions of lives for the better.
We moved 100 times as many people out of poverty as moved out when President Reagan was in office, with 40% more jobs. That meant we were empowering more people to take control of their own lives.
My name is John Boyer. I live in Ashland, Ohio. This farm has been in our possession for about 180 years now.
Joseph Robert Nudie, Toledo, Ohio. My father worked for Chrysler, and then I started in 1996. Both sides of my family, was always union. So we believe in us and the working family.
Things were good through the Clinton era. We put away, retired a lot of debt, and I think that's important.
93 and 94 was a big boom. Mr. Clinton was captivating. Like when he said stuff, you believed it, because you lived it.
My name is Jorge Angeles. I came to this country in '88. It was virtually impossible to get a house. And then under Bill Clinton, I bought a house. We've been in this house for 20 years now. Politicians tell you that they care for you. But Bill Clinton showed you how he cared for you.
I remember I was in this rural county. This guy was standing there talking to me one day and he said, we don't want to hand out, but we do want to hand up. Stayed with me my whole life. We need to share the future, and we need to empower people to make the most of their own lives.
From Bosnia and Kosovo to Vietnam and Colombia to Northern Ireland, he worked tirelessly to nurture peace and improve lives, efforts that continued through his foundation across the world. Places like the Central Highlands in Africa, where he was struck by the simple but powerful way people greeted each other every day.
One will say, good morning, hello, how are you? And the answer is not, I'm fine, how are you? The answer translated into English is, I see you. That's inherently empowering. You have to be able to look at somebody and actually see them and at least imagine what their lives are like. I spent a lifetime trying to do that.
In 1999, I graduated in the top 3% of my law school class. And in 2013, my son graduated from UCLA.
If you get people out of poverty, then their children are likely to be out of poverty.
I feel like I'm a Clinton baby. The reason why, I aspire to get my law degree and get my business degree, he instilled that belief within my mom. In turn, she passed that down to me.
Dear Cynthia, Thank you for sharing your amazing story with me and for what you said about the impact of my presidency on your life and your sons. Out of your troubled past came a mother, lawyer, and citizen who embodies the best in America. Help us make more of you. Sincerely, Bill Clinton.
Tell me that you'll open your eyes. Tell me that you'll open your eyes.
Bill Clinton had a good administration. I just like the philosophy of the Democrats. They tend to care for each other.
You get up in the morning and you're really interested in giving people better life stories. There's always something to do.
Open your eyes.
Mr. Clinton, I want to thank you. You opened my eyes when I was 18. I'm living the greatest dream I could ever imagine.
Señor Clinton, mi casa es su casa.
Tell me that you'll open your eyes.
I will still write my own life story. That's what I tried to make people believe they could do.